in the midnight grass, secrets buried deep. Every tale is a doorway, every shadow knows my name. If you dare to follow me, you step inside the strange. I am Mr. Strange, where the dark meets the real, where the ghosts of old Liverpool breathe and reveal. From the parks to the docks, where the lost souls roam. If you listen to the night, you'll know you're not alone.
The silent ship of the Mersey, a Liverpool legend. Liverpool has always belonged to the sea. Long before the skyline was crowned by the Royal Liver Building, before ferries carried commuters across the river, before container ships lined the docks, the Mersey was Britain's gateway to the world. Millions departed from here. Millions arrived, and thousands never returned. The river has witnessed triumph, fortune, immigration, war, slavery, rescue, and unimaginable tragedy. It has swallowed fishing boats, merchant vessels, naval ships, and countless souls whose names have long faded from memory. Old sailors often said something curious. The Mersey never gives everything back. Perhaps that's why one story refuses to die. For over 200 years, witnesses have reported seeing a silent sailing ship drifting through the fog. No engine, no wind, no sound. Only an ancient vessel gliding across black water, as though time itself has forgotten it. Some dismiss it as a mirage. Others believe it's a ghost, but among Liverpool's oldest river families, they call it the silent ship. And they say it appears when the river is remembering its dead. The earliest known written report comes from 1823. A customs officer stationed near the Old George's dock recorded seeing a large three-masted sailing vessel emerging from dense fog shortly after midnight. He described blue lanterns burning along the rigging, dark sails hanging motionless, not a single sound from the crew. The strange vessel appeared to pass directly through another merchant ship without disturbing either one. His report was archived. His superiors blamed exhaustion, but dockworkers quietly copied the account by hand. Within years, the legend had spread across Liverpool's waterfront. The old dockers had their own explanation. They believed the ship belonged to smugglers. Long before modern policing, gangs moved tobacco, rum, and French brandy along hidden channels around the Mersey. One captain, driven by greed, supposedly stole not only contraband, but a strange carved idol taken from an abandoned Spanish wreck somewhere beyond Anglesey. From that night onward, nothing went right. The tide turned against them. Compass needles spun wildly. Crew members claimed they heard knocking beneath the hull after sunset. Several jumped aboard, convinced someone was calling their names from beneath the water. The ship vanished during a violent fog. No wreckage was ever found, only empty barrels washing ashore days later. Some believe that was the birth of the silent ship. Then Liverpool entered its greatest maritime age. The 19th century transformed the city into one of the busiest ports on earth. Thousands of vessels crowded the Mersey daily. The river became the highway of opportunity, but it also became a place of unimaginable loss. Storms claimed ships, boilers exploded, collisions happened in thick fog. Entire crews disappeared without witness. Older sailors began noticing something unsettling. Whenever a ship was lost at sea, the silent ship was often reported days beforehand, almost as if it already knew. One of the darkest chapters in Liverpool's history unfolded in 1883. The passenger ship SS Daphne capsized during her launch on the River Clyde, shocking Britain's shipbuilding industry. In Liverpool, dockworkers followed the disaster closely. Several claimed that the night before the newspapers carried the story, they'd watched a silent black sailing vessel moving slowly upriver beneath heavy mist. Nobody believed them until the news arrived. Years later came an even greater tragedy connected to Liverpool. In April 1912, the RMS Titanic sailed on her maiden voyage. Although she left from Southampton, Liverpool remained her official port of registry. Titanic, Liverpool. Those words were painted proudly across her stern. When news reached Liverpool that she had struck an iceberg, the city mourned deeply. Many crew members called Merseyside home. Some families waited days before learning the truth. Then the rumors began. Several ferry crews claimed they had already seen the silent ship drifting along the Mersey on the night the Titanic sank. No lights, no sound, only hundreds of motionless figures lining the deck, some wearing life jackets. During the First World War, sightings increased. Liverpool became one of Britain's busiest military ports. Hospital ships, troop transports, merchant convoys. Thousands departed. Many never returned. In 1918, following the sinking of RMS Leinster in the Irish Sea, old fishermen claimed a ghostly vessel appeared offshore before dawn. Every lantern aboard glowed blue. Every sailor stood perfectly still. No birds flew overhead. Even the tide seemed afraid. Then came the Second World War. Liverpool endured the Blitz. The docks burned. Bombs shattered warehouses. Hundreds died protecting the port. Firefighters later told strange stories as smoke drifted across the Mersey. They repeatedly saw the outline of an enormous sailing ship where no vessel should have been. One auxiliary fireman wrote in his notebook, "It looked older than the city itself. When rescuers reached the shoreline, nothing remained." Perhaps the strangest reports came from the ferry crews. For generations, Mersey ferry captains have quietly passed down an unwritten warning. If thick fog suddenly becomes completely silent, slow the engines, never sound the horn, and never steer towards unexplained lights. Officially, no such rule exists. Unofficially, older captains still mention it, only after retirement. Modern technology has done little to solve the mystery. Radar operators have occasionally reported impossible returns, large wooden vessels appearing for seconds, then disappearing. Coast Guard records contain unexplained radar echoes that investigators attributed to atmospheric conditions. Yet, every experienced river pilot knows one thing: the Mersey creates strange illusions, but illusions don't usually appear on radar. And they certainly don't make experienced captains abandon course. One of the most talked about modern sightings occurred in 1998. A tugboat escorting a container ship near Seaforth noticed an unidentified vessel ahead. The captain radioed repeatedly, no reply. As they approached, the ship faded into the fog. Moments later, the tug's radio erupted with bursts of static. Mixed within the interference were voices, dozens of them, speaking at once. Engineers later found nothing wrong with the equipment. In 2016, a photographer filming the waterfront captured what appeared to be a faint lantern light moving across the river where no ship was registered. The footage spread briefly online before disappearing. Some viewers insisted they could make out rigging. Others claimed they saw human figures standing motionless. Experts called it mist, reflections, and compression artifacts. Believers weren't convinced. Ask the oldest fishermen around New Brighton or Egremont. They'll still sometimes tell you another part of the legend. The silent ship doesn't carry only sailors. It carries everyone the Mersey has claimed. Crew from forgotten merchant ships, victims of wartime sinkings, dockworkers lost in accidents, passengers who vanished without a trace. Every soul still waiting to reach home, standing silently on its deck, watching the shoreline, waiting for someone to recognize them. There is one final piece of folklore rarely spoken about. On rare winter nights, when fog blankets both Liverpool and the Wirral, people report hearing 13 bells echoing across the river. Ships only ring 8 bells, always have. No captain knows 13. Old rivermen believe the extra 5 bells belong to the dead, one for every direction they could no longer sail: north, south, east, west, and home. Today, thousands walk Liverpool's waterfront every evening. Most see nothing more than ferries crossing beneath glowing city lights. But every so often, someone uploads a blurred photograph. Someone describes strange lanterns. Someone swears they heard footsteps on timber while standing on concrete. The comments always split the same way. Half laugh, half quietly admit they've seen it too. So, if you ever find yourself alone beside the Mersey after midnight and the river suddenly falls silent, look carefully into the fog, and if an old sailing ship appears, don't wave, don't call out, because according to Liverpool's oldest river legend, the silent ship isn't searching for the living, it's searching for the people the river still remembers. I am Mr. Strange, and this has been another haunted tale from Liverpool's past.